Sure, it didn't sound like Will was super thrilled with the first team offense today. How did you see how it played out?
Yeah, I'd agree with him. I mean, I thought we ran the ball well. We ran the ball, especially in the red zone, really well. But there was just some couple penalties, alignments, those kind of things. First time you're out there on your own, a couple things that cost us big plays. The next thing you know, you're in third down, and then you got to make the play on third down. Not, not like some of the other days that we've had. But those guys know it, and they'll bounce back. But there were some positives. You go watch the tape, there'll be some positives. But definitely we can play better than what we did today, and we have throughout the week. But I thought some of the other guys, I thought individually some guys did some really good things, and I thought the second group probably played as effectively as they've played throughout camp, which was nice to see because we're gonna need a bunch of different guys this fall. So that was good.
You talked about how you ran the ball fairly well. How is the O-line growth and development rate as you get closer to the season?
Yeah, I think it's really good. They're coming off the ball. They're coming off the ball really. I think they're creating movement and creating opportunities and run lanes for the backs. And I thought we saw that showed up today. That which was really nice to see because it's happened in practice. So it was good to see it show up today. And I think we saw that. So it's definitely something to build on, and I think we'll see it on tape. There'll be some really explosive runs.
How far along do you feel like you guys are on the install?
Yeah, we're pretty through it. I mean, just some minor things here and there. Maybe some wrinkles that way, but we're pretty good in terms of concepts. Now it's about going back and really dialing in on the details. So when we come in next weekend, right, we have an opportunity to go out and really have a crisp day of a full game, right? And I think that's the other thing, right? We got to be ready to do that throughout that. It'll be nice to get some, just continuing to get some different guys out there and watch them work together and watch Kenny run the field.
Joe, Will mentioned Callum when we asked about playing
Mhm.
quarterback. Just what have you seen from him so far?
I think and today did a nice job just in terms of there's a lot of comfortability. He's played a decent amount of football and he's an older guy, so I think there's some comfortability for him out there, which I think that showed up. In some third down situations and some opportunities downfield and some 2-minute situations, which was good to see. And I think he's gotten better at just all the nuances, right, of what we're doing, and being able to command the guys when it comes to that. Really, now when you see as he's gotten comfortable, now he's making the throws. At times he was in the right spot, but maybe he was a little bit late or whatever that might be early, and that's to be expected, right? He's a full spring behind everybody else. So I thought you started to really see that show up today, but I think definitely his experience and his age and how he carries himself is really good.
Joe, Coach talked about there being a lot of opportunity in every room, but especially in that wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Now you're a few days into camp and you've had a scrimmage. What are you seeing from that room, or is there anybody that's rising to the occasion with that opportunity?
I think Kenny Darby's had a really good camp. Just when you talk about just consistency, day in day out. Throughout camp, I think Ferg, I think Shane Carr's had a good camp. I think Brock's done a great thing. I think Prince had a really good day today. He continues to show up and make plays. And there's some guys here and there, right? You work through the ups and downs and nicks of camp and things like that, right? With guys out, and different people have an opportunity, and I think a lot of those guys have definitely taken advantage of that opportunity. But I think definitely the last couple of days, Prince, just like he did in the spring, I think he continues to come on. He'll be a good young player.
Feeding off that, how important is it going to be we know that wide receiver room is important, but to have 81, I know he's a tight end, but out there catching passes as well, because he's been highly touted.
Yeah, he's critical to our offense. Yeah, he's critical to what we do. I mean, we want to put him at the first or second read on a lot of our pass concepts. We want to continue to use him. I think he's a mismatch, right, from a lot of different perspectives when you either talk about speed or when you talk about size. And I think he continues to show that throughout camp, and then he's been great through contact, which I think is huge. He's been able to make plays in contact, and that's what he's going to have to do week in, week out.
Joe, how's the O-line depth coming along?
Well, I think definitely Knox has really stepped up in terms of him being ready to go in and play it at a high level, and he's in the competition, right? For that. I mean, there's not. Right, we're going to play the best guys. I think from Tegra, and I think the tackles, obviously have come out pretty good in terms of who it is. But Tegra, Olas, Knox, I think all those guys give us an opportunity in the middle, and it gives us some flexibility, right, with some different guys, which, I think Olas is a multi-position player, which we saw in the spring. But those are definitely the ones I think that have done a really nice job. But I think some of those guys continue to come. I mean, I think Hayes has done a really nice job continuing to develop as a young player. Mark, we've seen flashes. He's just got to keep coming and keep getting stronger. I'd like to see throughout the season him continue to develop and be ready, right? If he gets called upon. So there's definitely a number of guys who have stepped up, but I think Knox is the one that continues to stick out to me in terms of putting himself into that conversation.